It's Sunday. Michigan International Speedway. 36 cars roll off pit road, and nothing about the way this race starts suggests what's about to happen. By the time the checkered flag falls, one driver will have made the rest of the Cup Series field look like they're driving with the parking brake on. He doesn't say a word about it that day. But within hours, a large section of NASCAR's fan base will be calling him a cheater, and when he finally responds, he doesn't deny it. He leans into it. The race itself almost didn't go his way. Denny Hamlin won the pole on Saturday, but an unapproved adjustment forced him to start Sunday's race from the rear of the field. He worked his way back into the top 10, then took minor damage in a lap 83 accident. None of that stopped him. He retook the lead with 38 laps remaining and pulled away. By the checkered flag, the gap back to second place read 11.110 seconds. That is the largest margin of victory on an oval since NASCAR introduced the next-gen car. Nobody watching that Sunday had seen a Cup Series win by 11 seconds in this era of racing, because it hadn't happened. Before this story turns into a controversy, it's worth sitting with what Hamlin actually accomplished that day. The Michigan win was his 63rd career Cup Series victory, tying him with the late Kyle Busch for 9th on NASCAR's all-time wins list. He is 45 years old. It marked his second win in as many weeks, following a victory at Nashville, and his third win of the 2026 season, after an earlier win at Las Vegas. He is no longer just racing for a championship. At this stage of his career, every win moves him further up a list occupied by the sport's most decorated names. And if you're finding value in breakdowns like this one, this is exactly the kind of story we build this channel around, so if you haven't already, hit subscribe to NASCAR Racing World, drop a like, and leave a comment telling us what you think really happened at Michigan. We're closing in on 500 subscribers, and every single one of you actually moves the needle on whether we can keep making videos like this one. Your support is the only reason better content keeps coming. The praise didn't last. As soon as highlights of the 11-second margin spread online, the tone shifted. Fans online began questioning how a car could be that much faster than the rest of the field on a given Sunday. The word cheater started appearing across NASCAR discussion spaces within hours of the checkered flag. It wasn't an isolated complaint, it built into a pile-on, with people demanding NASCAR tear the car apart and inspect it piece by piece. The accusations weren't new to Hamlin. He has faced versions of this scrutiny before, including an incident earlier in 2026 at the All-Star race, when an AI-generated post falsely claiming a mysterious device was attached to his number 11 Toyota spread widely enough that he had to publicly respond. This time, the question hanging over the sport was simple: was NASCAR's most dominant recent performance about to become its next scandal? Hamlin didn't respond right away. He let it sit. Then, on a recent episode of his podcast, Actions Detrimental, he addressed the accusations directly, and he didn't do it quietly. He opened almost amused by it. "What I love is they don't know what they're doing," he said, describing people who claim a car is cheated up without ever having worked on one. He said the accusations were making him more confident, not less, because fans were convinced he was doing something impossible. Then he pivoted to the record book. He pointed to Jimmie Johnson, the 7-time Cup champion who retired in 2020 with 83 wins, and who never faced this level of public scrutiny despite running one of the most dominant programs in the sport's modern era. "What's crazy though is Jimmie still has 20 more wins," Hamlin said, adding that 8 other drivers on the all-time wins list have more victories than he does and were never accused of the same thing. He didn't stop there. He suggested the backlash wasn't really about the car at all. "I think they've got fatigue. I get it. I totally get it," he said, reframing the outrage as exhaustion with watching him win, rather than genuine suspicion about the legality of his equipment. Then came the line that turned the entire podcast segment into a headline. "It ain't as easy as it looks, people, but when you have a car as illegal and cheated up as mine, it's so easy. Let's leave them with that," Hamlin said. That line didn't clear anything up. It didn't confirm cheating and it didn't deny it either. It was delivered the way Hamlin has delivered plenty of things over a 2-decade career, half joke, half needle, aimed directly at the people who'd spent all week calling him out. The reaction to that specific line split almost immediately. Some fans treated it as exactly what it sounded like on the surface: classic Hamlin trolling, a driver who knows exactly how to bait his critics and enjoys doing it. Others read it the opposite way, treating the sarcastic phrasing as something closer to a confession dressed up as a joke. Neither side had anything to point to beyond the quote itself, because there was nothing else to point to. NASCAR's own post-race inspection at Michigan cleared his car with no issues found, while 4 other cars, belonging to Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, and Bubba Wallace, were sent back to the RD Center for further engine testing. Hamlin's No. 11 wasn't one of them. That inspection result hasn't ended the conversation. No NASCAR statement addressing the ongoing chatter has managed to quiet the theory, and the ambiguity in Hamlin's own words has done more to keep it alive than any official inspection report could shut down. He said it himself, and he said it in a way that let people hear whatever they wanted to hear. There's also a clock running on all of this. Hamlin has already confirmed he plans to retire following the 2027 season. Whatever this chapter of his career becomes, a run defined by dominance, by suspicion, or by both at once, it has a defined endpoint attached to it. He isn't chasing this for another decade. He's chasing it for one more season and a half, tied for 9th on a list he could still climb, carrying a quote about being cheated up that he handed to his critics himself and never bothered to take back. So is Denny Hamlin simply the best closer of this era of NASCAR, tightening up on fields by wider margins than anyone has managed since the next-gen car arrived? Or has he just gotten better at handing people exactly the ambiguity they want, and letting them build their own conclusion out of it? After Michigan, even he doesn't seem interested in settling that question clearly, and that's exactly where he's chosen to leave it. If stories like this one are the kind of NASCAR breakdown you want more of, that's precisely what we're building on NASCAR Racing World. Subscribe if you haven't yet, drop a comment with your take on whether that line was a joke or a confession, and share this with another race fan who'd argue about it with you. We're right on the edge of 500 subscribers, and getting there depends entirely on people like you choosing to stick around. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next.